Hey guys, this is Tara with Teaching on Lemon Lane, and I'm going to give you a quick video tutorial of how you can trade your player cards digitally. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that we need to take note of is in order to trade cards within your division, you and the members of your division all need to be working within a collaborative slide. Now what that means is that all of your teammates or everyone that's in your division all need to have access to the same Google slide. So, not a copy of the same one, but the actual same slide. So, a way that you could do that, this is also for the teachers, is what we would do is that you're going to go ahead and make a copy from the master slide. So, your teacher is going to come in here and they're going to hold down the shift button as they select all of the slides that they want the students to have access to. You could select all of these and just share these East picks with all of the East division. Or if you wanted to, you could actually just make it a whole class collaborative slide. So you could go in and select all of these slides from the East, the West, the Midwest, and the South. So we'll pretend that I selected all of them. And then you would come up here to File, make a copy, and you're going to make a copy of the selected slides. Now that will make a duplicate of all of those slides in its own slideshow. And that is the slideshow that you are going to share with everyone in your division or everyone in your class. So let's say that we've made a duplicate of that and we are inside that collaborative slide. A way to share that with everyone is you would come up to Share. You're going to want to make sure that this is anyone on the link can edit. And then you're going to use the copy link to share that. So I would change to anyone can edit, because right now when I change it here, it's only going to be view. So then you'll change it to edit, and then you're going to copy the link, and that's the link that you're going to share with either everyone in your division or the entire class. So once everyone has access to that link and everyone is inside that Google slide, everyone in your division, so let's say everyone in the East, would come over here to this section. So the East draft picks. So let's go ahead and look at this same page. Now this is the same for everyone. So you'll either be in the East, everyone in the West will come here, everyone in the Midwest will come here, and everyone in the South division will come here. But we're just going to use the example pages so we can get an idea of what everyone's pages look like. So the first page is essentially instructions for how to either take a screenshot of your playing cards based on the device that you're using, or how to group your playing cards, make a copy of that, and duplicate it into the draft page. So this is your final draft page. This is the final draft page for the East. So what they would do is that they would copy and paste their playing cards. So you're going to have the starting 5 lineup here and your bench, which would consist of 7 players here. Now I'm going to go ahead and jump into the playing cards. So this is the playing cards templates, and this allows us to make digital playing cards that we can even trade digitally. Now you'll notice I only have one template here. In order for this to work, every member in your division needs their own copy of the templates here. So let's say that I have 3 people in the East division. I'm going to make a duplicate of this slide 3 times. So I come in here and I single click on the slide to the left, and then I'm going to right click and I'm going to select duplicate right there, duplicate slide. And again, we are going to pretend that there are 3 of us in this division. So I duplicate it again. And now we have 1 copy per each person in my division. So I would go here. This is my template. I would type my name here to show everyone in my division that this is the slide that I'm going to be interacting with. Once everyone has their slide, we can go ahead and get started. I'm going to zoom in so we have a better view. Okay, now that we're zoomed in, we can see the cards a little bit better. So here's an example of a playing card that's already been completed, and I'm going to show you exactly how I created that. So let's say that my team is Gonzaga, and my player is, we'll go with Drew, right? So let's go ahead and start with inserting his picture into the playing card. The way that you insert a player's picture is you're going to come up here and you're going to single click on this picture placeholder. Now notice when I click off, the replace image isn't an option. So make sure you single click the picture placeholder. Replace image becomes an option. So I come up here to replace image, and then I'm going to search the web. Once you do that, you're going to search the player's name and their team and go ahead and enter. And then it gives me 2 public domain images that I can pick from. So I'm going to double click on this one and it's automatically going to insert it into this picture placeholder. Now, I need all of this information, and maybe I don't have that yet. I'm going to show you where you can find these stats very easily. So if you'll come down on this page, you'll see that I've linked a button that says click here to look up stats. So single click on the button, the link below appears below. Click on the link, and it's going to bring us to the stats. So let's go ahead and find our team. You'll notice I can find my team quite easily, but let's say you come to this homepage and it's not there yet. So we are at the NCAA men's college basketball for stats. So most likely you will see the leaders here, but maybe your team isn't one of those. If they're not, come up here to teams, and it will start to give us a list of all of them, and they've got them kind of sorted. So you can go through and sort by these different divisions and find your team. Another way to find your team is to simply search for it. So you'll come up here, here's the search option, and you can type in your team there and click on the men's option, unless you are doing the women's league. And then this is going to pull it up. So what we're looking at here is kind of the team page. We want the statistics. So I'm going to come up here and click on the statistics tab. And remember, we are doing it for Drew. So I click on his name, and it's going to bring me to his players tab. It's on this players tab that you're going to find all of the information that you need to fill out the player's card. So we've got name, you've got the team, you've got the position, his class, his height and weight, where he's from. You've got quite a few of the stats down here, but we're actually going to scroll down and look at the stats here. Now remember, you're looking at the stats for the given year that you are completing the bracket for. So we've got our field goal percentage, free throw percentage, rebounds, assists, blocks, and so on. This is all of the information that we need as we fill out our player's card. One more thing I want to show you. Let's look at this option here. So let's say when you go to insert the player's picture into the picture placeholder, that when you do the Google search that you're not getting great options, or you're not even getting a picture of your player. If you're not getting a picture of your player using the search option, what you're going to need to do instead is go to the players tab. And then notice you'll have a picture of all of them up here. A way that you can save that picture to your device is just hover over it, and then we're going to right click, and you're going to save that image to your device. Once you save that image to your device, you'll be able to go back in here, and instead of using the Google search, this is what you would do. So you single click on the picture placeholder, replace image, and then you're going to pick upload from the computer, and you're going to upload that picture that you just saved to your device. And again, that will insert it directly into your card. So you will notice that I've added his picture there now. If the text behind you, because the backdrop is transparent, if that bothers you, you can slide his picture down, click on the text box, if it will let me. Click on the text box, make sure it's the text box that you've selected, and you can delete that and then slide the picture back. But if it doesn't bother you, that's not a bad thing to have there either. Okay, the next thing we need to go over is how to now get this card onto our draft page like this, where we can interact with it. So let me show you how we're going to do that. We have two options essentially. So the first option, and again, my instructions for this you can find on this page here. We've got two options for making this trading card kind of accessible as a digital trading card and how to trade it. So the first one is to take a screenshot. The screenshot of the playing card is going to be your most friendly, user-friendly way to kind of interact with that playing card. And I've got instructions for whether you have a Chromebook, if you're using a Windows device or a Mac device. If you're using a different type of device, simply Google how to take a screenshot using that device, and you'll usually come up with a very simple 3-step process for taking one. So let me first show you how to take a screenshot. So what I would do is once all of my cards are filled out, I would go back to them, and now I'm going to take a screenshot. Now I'm using a Mac, so in order to take a screenshot using a Mac, I just hold down the keys Control-Shift-4, and notice that it gives me this little thing that I can drag and cover the card. So I like to bring it up to the top corner of the card. I single click, and I drag. If you're using a Windows, this is very similar to the snipping tool that you'll be using. And now I pull it down to the bottom corner and I make sure that only that card is being shown, and then I let go. And you'll notice that it's given me this screenshot right here. So I take the screenshot, which allows me to interact with it. I pulled it from here and opened it up automatically. And now I'm going to cut it from here. So a way that I could cut it is I could go Command X, or I could do Control X, or I can come up here and go Edit, Cut. Now it's cut it from there and it is on my clipboard. And now I'm going to paste it onto my actual draft page. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to say Edit, Paste. Now I have a card that I can interact with, and all of those text boxes have been flattened into a picture, which allows me to make the playing card smaller. Remember, if you're going to size the image, always pull from the corner so you don't get a distorted view like that. So if we're sizing it, pull from the corner, and I like to hold down the shift button because then it locks it. So the ratio are kept proportional. So that is the best way to insert your cards. So essentially what your team is going to be doing is that you would talk with everyone in your division and you would decide which players are going to be your starting five and which will be on the bench. And let's say that we decided that Drew will play and that he will be one of our starters. So I would paste his card up here as my starting lineup. And I'm going to need 5 of those. And remember, you can take from any team. So you're going to be looking at their statistics. You're going to try and find the strongest players to put together because they're going to bring the most points to your division. So again, you need 5 new starting players for your division and 7 on the bench. And you can find instructions for taking a screenshot on the instruction page here. The next option that you have for trading your cards digitally is to simply make a copy. So let's go ahead and use this card as an option to kind of make a copy of it. So what we're going to do, I'm going to zoom in so I can see a little bit closer. And now I'm going to put my mouse above that top corner. But notice I'm not selecting anything on this card. So I very carefully put my mouse just above that top corner of that card. I single click and I drag until I have a perimeter around that entire card, but nothing else. I let go and everything in that card is selected. The next thing that I'm going to do is I need to flatten everything into one layer. So I come up here to the Arrange option, click Arrange, and then I'm going to click Group. That groups everything into one layer. And now I'm simply going to copy and paste that. So I can either do Command Copy if you're on a Mac, or I can do Edit, Copy, and then I'm going to come to my draft page and I'm going to go Command V to paste, or simply Edit, Paste. Now here's the difference. Notice with the screenshot, I could make it bigger or smaller and nothing changed with the formatting. When I do that with a copy of something that includes text box, notice as I make it bigger or smaller that the text boxes don't follow that same scale. So if you're going to do this version to copy and paste your player cards, which is a great option, they have to stay this scale. So I would simply zoom out and I would just start lining my cards up here. So I would need 5 of the larger cards here. And then as I come down, I would need 7 of the larger cards down here. Or you could put, your 5 starters on this side of the page and your 7 bench members over here. No matter how you decide to do it, just remember that you have to keep this size of scale if you're doing just the copy and paste. So again, the whole point of this is that everyone in your division will come up with their team's 5 starters. You create a playing card for each one of those players, and then you work within your division to narrow down a new starting 5 and a new bench of players that will go and compete against your classmates. I hope you guys love this activity. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.